All right, I'm going to go through what I think are probably the 5 easiest peaks over 10,000 feet in the Grand Tetons to climb all the way to the top. The one that I just did was Rendezvous Mountain, number 1. Now, during the winter, you can actually take the tram all the way to the top, and it's only a 0.1 mile hike. But during the summer, the only thing that's running is the trolley. So it could be as little as 3, but it might be 6. It was 6. It was over 6 for me, about 7, because I had to take the service roads. The trail was covered in snow. But you know, if you want to do it the authentic way, which I kind of did too, is that you can not pay for the trolley, hike up either the service road or the wildflower trail, then take the summer road or the trail if that is open, and get to the top. And then once at the top, you can take, you do need to hike back to the trolley, and you can take the trolley down for free. Right? Because they only charge you on the trolley on the way up, not on the way down. So if you have a 1-day pass, then you can go up all you want, but anybody can go down all they want. Okay, number 2, these are ones that I've been researching and nobody really talks about them, is Static Peak. So Static Peak is near Death Valley. Or, yeah, I think it's the Death Valley is what they call it. Kind of a scary name, but it's a very high mountain, but it's very close to the trail. Static Peak is 11,306. So Rendezvous Peak number 1 is 10,450. But it's going to be a hoof. And it might be better if you could get a camping permit and break it up into 2 days. But it seems very doable from the trails. Supposedly there are switchbacks going up. I don't know, can't verify it, but it seems good. Next to Static Peak is Buck Mountain. Now, Buck Mountain is 11,900 feet. So that's why maybe a camping trip in Death Canyon, it would make sense. So not Death Valley, sorry, Death Canyon would make sense, because you could do both peaks maybe in the same day and then camp overnight and then hike back. Number 4 is Middle Teton, right? And Middle Teton is a long walk, right? So would be ideal if you could do it camping. It's probably about a 20-mile walk. It should be no more than 4. It's just kind of a high slope for a long time. All these peaks are best done in August because there's not going to be snow on them. Otherwise, you have to use crampons and ice axes and snow techniques, alpine techniques, because I'm here in June and there's still snow on all these mountains, right? So that was a challenge for me to get this number 1 on the list. Rendezvous Mountain was to find a route which did not have snow covering it. And then number 5 after Middle Teton is Disappointment Mountain. Okay, so Disappointment Peak is 11,600 feet. You know, none of these have, except for Rendezvous, have trails all the way up that I know of. But the trail to Middle Teton's a little more straightforward. You go through the valley, and then you approach from the southwest side. Whereas with Disappointment or Peak, you are going to take the trail up to the amphitheater, which is a lake. But then after that, nobody's quite sure of how to do it, but people say that if you're smart with route finding, it'll be a class 4, and if you're not so good, you're going to have to use some technical climbing, and it's a class 5. So all these peaks are class 4 and below. I would say first one is a maybe 2, could be a 1. Who knows if you take the tram during the winter. But the other ones are going to be more towards 4 in places. It means some scrambling will be necessary and some technical climbing. And if you're not going in the depths of summer, then some alpine snow movement skills is going to be needed. To Rendezvous Mountain, it's at the Jackson Hole Resort, right? The Jackson Hole Resort, which is out on Moose Wilson Road. I think Middle Teton, and I'm not sure about Middle Teton, but Disappointment is accessed from Jenny Lake. And then the Death Canyon is the access point for Static and Buck Mountain. Subscribe to the Slowboat Sailing channel, where we give you the stories of the most interesting sailors in the world and our round the U.S. RVing adventure.